Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Well, this week is Wargaming's anniversary, and we're going to talk about some updates that are coming up this week. Talk a little bit about the new WW tanks, and then I have a map awareness steps video, some gameplay back when I was in the MSC clan with the boys. But yeah, feel free to pause and read if you want. These are descriptions of the new tanks. So a Tier 8 American Undertaker tank, a Tier 8 American Medium Stone Cold Steve Austin tank, Tier 8 British Light Tank Becky Lynch, and then Tier 10 French Heavy, the 54 nonetheless. SummerSlam chess. I don't know. Don't buy them. Also, a couple things. They are buffing the Object 260 and the Badger, which just flew by on the screen as well. Hit points on the 260. Badger's losing some side armor, but getting a DPM buff. Alright, heavy tanks. Love to go 1, 2, 3 line. But once you get to the bottom, you have to be careful because the exclamation points is where the red team likes to set up. The X is where Artie is and can get shots on you, and it makes it really difficult to push if the defense is set up that way. If you're in a mobile tank, go 8-9-0, push the right side. But you gotta be careful of them set up this way. If Artie's in like K4-5, he can get shots into you. And then I just put down some spots, like if you want to spot for your team in the north. I actually like to do a lot of active spotting, but there are some locations that are specific. Really just being aware of the map, hitting those 3 different spots, whichever side your team needs. And you'll see our scout does a fantastic job for us. Now, I prefer the middle when I'm scouting on steps right off the bat, just because you can get some counter spots. But our scout by no means puts his head down and hides. He pushes straight down the 1, 2, 3 line, and not only that, but the Reds are all in the 8-9-0. Our scout's all the way down there. He spots. There's going to be some red tanks down there, but they're going to be set up defensively like we talked about in the beginning. In the north, I'm anticipating that we lose the 2 guys that are pushed on the 8-9-0, and then B6 is honestly one of the worst places that you can defend the map from in the north, just because they can wrap around the D line and they get side shots into you, and there's not much that you can do. You're surrounded, you can get hit by Artie. So if you're going to defend the base, you're going to defend it from like right here. And generally, they can't push over the 7-line ridge as long as there's tanks back here. Now, why am I so excited about this game? Well, the map awareness definitely is lacking sometimes, and you can get frustrated with your team not responding to what's going on the map. And here, us 3 decided to take matters into our own hands and just push this out, and our tanks actually have held on pretty well. I don't know if it's just because the Reds didn't continue their push, or if our teammates actually did that well of a hold. So we're going to throw it in here, and we are going to square off the odds. We did lose our 2 heavy tanks that pushed a little too far, but honestly, I can't really criticize them too much. I don't think they over-pushed. You just can't anticipate the Reds to fully commit all their tanks to the 8-9-0. That's just, it's a rare thing. And now I took the 54 footage because Andre the Giant is an AMX 54, and not only that, but it's got extra spaced armor on the sides and the turret, and then also covering the turret mantlet, which is crazy because those are some weak points of this tank that really can be exploited, and you have to take care of your sides and mantlet and really be cautious of how you play this tank. So I haven't done a deep dive into Andre the Giant, but to me it really feels overpowered. Now it does run the big gun on that tank rather than the smaller gun. Apologize for not having the sizes. It's a 130 for the big one. You guys will probably laugh at me. Feel free to put it in the comments. rip me apart if you want. Alright, so we are making our push, motion. I mean, he is committed to this 890 push. Unfortunately for him, he's very slow, so his mobile tanks fell back and got out of there. And he is left to defend by himself. As I push around this ridge, we got the 432 here. Did lose my driver, and now their mediums are starting to reposition. And the south, you can see all their tanks that were set up defensively are now starting to push. And I think it's because they've lost the 890. You'll see that a lot, is like a lot of camping tanks on your team will sit at the base and they'll play defense, which is fine, especially if there's a lemming train. A lot of people will just like throw their tank away, and that's like the worst thing you can do. If you feel like you lose a lot of games where your whole team lemming trains, it's probably because you are not playing defensively, or you're not pushing the lemming train out. You should be doing one or the other, and you will increase your lemming train wins. But getting back to it, what they do is they'll sit there, and then once the side that they thought was going to win starts to crumble, then they'll push away from the base. And really, they should have made that push earlier when we were all spotted on like A6. When there was like 12 of us up in A6, we had to all be spotted. The guys in the cells should have got on their horse and pushed it out, or effectively push up the 890 and countered our push like we did from the 123 over to the 890. Now we've shifted into a 12-9. This Panzer 7 is full health. Their E100 was full health, so that was a lot of armor. Had they just push up the 123 as soon as they seen us in A6, they definitely would have been like an E2, and maybe the mediums that flex to the middle would have been able to support them. But unfortunately for them, the medium tanks, these heavy tanks, decided that sitting back and not doing anything was more important for their team. Super Dome 5500 for our 5th kill here, and unfortunately 279, he drives around the corner. He's going to back up and give me a shot here. No, he's not. Waffle takes him down, but great game nonetheless. Do I think the Andre the Giant tank is worth it? Well, I think it's worth earning. I don't ever think it's worth buying, especially I think it's like 22,000 silver, which is crazy. But I do love this tank, so I would be interested in getting it. Very interested in getting it. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.